Sorry.
Knew you were going to do something.
Well. Good evening. Good afternoon, wherever it is. What are we? We're evening now, I think. Another edition of the Sunday Bunch live. We are here at the Wheat Sheaf. Once again, I want to say a massive thanks to Gary and the team at the Wheat Sheaf who's allowed us to set up our studio here to come and have a chat with you. With me tonight, we have Dino, looking sexy. He's trimmed his beard. Dino, what have you been up to today?
Just watching the football, really. I had my dad round, watched the football, and then came here.
Great stuff. All right. And we also have the lovely Emma Hansen with us as well. Emma, how's your day been?
Boring. I've been stuck at work, unfortunately. Finished work, got changed and come here.
Oh, fair enough. That's all right. Well, that's part of the deal for you. And we've been joined by David. David Bartlett, who's on the end. David does the match reviews for us. If you've seen them on the channel, the latest one's up there, covering yesterday's game. David, how's your day been?
Good, thanks. Just a nice day off, nice and chilled. Ready for the next match on Wednesday.
Fantastic. There you go. Don't forget, of course, we are available via the live chat. If you want to have your say, already in there, Las Palmas Mackham is there. David Walker, Colin Major, Chris Johnson, Alan Robinson. I've just noticed that the screen is a little bit too far away, so I'm going to be squinting a bit. Wayne Doran is in there as well, who does our weekly roundup. So if you've got anything to say, stick it in there, and we'll try and include it in the show. And hopefully, fingers crossed, went in the right direction. We've got the telephone line working, so if you want to give us a call, we'll get you on, and you can have your say. If it works, it's all we're just testing it at the moment to see how it goes. So fantastic yesterday, nice win away down at Bristol City. Bristol City 2, Sunderland 3. Start with you, Emma. Overall performance, what did you think?
Wasn't too bad, to be fair. To me, midfield was just invisible. We didn't have a midfield. Great to see Sims coming on, getting 2 goals and then getting a hat-trick. Stewart looks a bit better. I mean, Sims was finding the open space. He was going into the open space. Fantastic. Clark played well as well. To me, it was a good game. I'm happy to get the 3 points away from home. What more can we ask for, really?
Did you just say 2 points?
No, I'm sure I said 3.
I thought you said 2
Did
points
I?
away. I thought you said 2 points.
She said get the points.
I thought she said get the 2 points away from home.
Well, I meant 3. I knew what I meant. Because you can't get 2, can you? Come on. That would just me being having a blunder. I said that.
You're a little bit worried about the midfield then, Emma?
Yes, just a little bit. And the right back situation. Because Gooch just...
Right, okay. Well, so I was in work last night and somebody came up to me and said, it's gone on about, they'd been down to Bristol. And I said, oh, it's great. But he said our midfield just worries him. So I don't know. David, Sunderland 3, Bristol City 2. Overall performance, what do you think?
Quite happy with the performance, played well. Second half, I think we turned it up a little bit, especially after they scored, which is quite unusual for us. We would normally sit back and maybe concede another one, but we didn't. We pushed forward. Sims had a brilliant game. He's quite strong, held the ball up well, and I think we linked up quite well with Stewart. So I think that partnership will be quite a good one this season. And then obviously the obvious players stood out: Pritchard, Clark. I think Bollard in defence had a magnificent game as well.
Yep. Just quickly on the chat, as Chris Scott is saying, where's Terry? Terry's actually in the chat there replying to that anyway. Terry's now in love, very much in love, and has been to the lakes, walking hand in hand with his lovely lady. And so he's only just got back, but good to see he's tuning in as well. Peter Stan is saying that promoted by Easter. Las Palmas Mackham, did I hear Easter? Up by Easter. It's not, no, we're not falling into that one this season. Dino, overall performance?
I'm quite happy. I mean, me and you got...
Whoa! I'm quite happy.
I mean,
Do you know?
me and you watched it together. I came up, we also watched
We
it.
did. Was holding hands on the set.
With the big screen on, you know, the
Yeah.
projector on. But I mean, me and you got a shot at the team when we seen it was a 3-5-2 with like Sims and Stewart up top, because I never thought he'd ever go 2 up top, especially away from home. So I thought it's a bit of a risk, but you know, I like it. It's good to see. We'll get to see Sims, and I mean, straight away, I mean, we pressured them from a goal kick. Great tackle by Stewart, and I thought Sims at first made the wrong decision. I thought he was going to play a pass through, but he shot, and I went, why is he shooting? And to be fair, I think the keeper should have done a lot better than what he did, but I'll take it every day of the week. And then the 2 goals were conceded. I mean, Gooch was lackadaisical. He just put his hand up and didn't follow his man. I mean, Wyman had so much space in the penalty area. It was ridiculous. Put it away. And then the second one, Pritchard didn't follow his run, which is a bit worrying. He didn't follow. But not to say Pritchard's an attacking player. He's not a defensive player, so lapse in concentration, what will happen? He just didn't follow his run, unfortunately. And it went 2-1. And then somehow Sims again pops up, a lovely bit of footwork. He looks good. He's good in the air. He's powerful. He's quick, and he's actually got feet on him as well. He's got good feet on him. Cuts inside, gets past his man, and puts it between the keeper's legs. And then the cross for Stewart. I mean, it's good to see you 2 strikers getting on the score sheet. But overall performance, positive. But let's not get carried away. It's still only the second game this season. There's still a lot more to come. I still think we need to bring in a couple of more signings, and definitely in the midfield, because I thought Daniel I didn't see much of him. I thought he was very invisible. And Corey Evans made some good tackles, but he's still a little bit more invisible. So the centre midfielders worries, but positive signs all around that. We've got the 3 points and on to the next game.
Right, fair enough. What we're going to try and do, Terry, if you are still in there watching, we have set our phone line up. And like we said, hopefully, we're thinking it's all going to work fine. So we are going to do a tester. And the tester is, we're going to phone Terry up now. And we'll get him on and ask him how his day has been. And if it all works, then we'll put the number out there for you to give us a call. And then if you want to be part of the show and you don't want to be part of the chat and you want to come and say hello, then we should do that. So we're just going to try that now. We're just going to ring Terry and see if he answers and see what he's got to say. Yeah, you're saying it was a surprise about the team. I mean, fortunately, we used Terry's source, who told us what the team was going to be, and so we knew in the morning that Sims was going to play, and it was going to be 2 up front. Hello. Right, Terry, we can hear you. What we need people to do in the chat now, we need people to tell us if you can hear Terry. Terry, how's your day been?
Yes. I'm just going to pause the live stream because it's slightly out of sync for the moment. Right, I've muted it. Champions, yeah, had a nice lie-in, had a nice Sunday's roast on a Saturday tea time yesterday after the match, and had a nice drive back today. Just getting ready for the tea now.
Are you in love, Terry?
Yeah.
I'm in love with life of cotton.
Got that well. Right, Mick Griffiths says you can hear Terry all right. Can you hear Terry nice and clear? Just someone else stick that in. Can hear him. Fantastic.
Happy days.
Right, okay. What we'll do, we'll chuck the phone number out there, and we'll get some people on board. And Terry, just your thoughts on the performance yesterday?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, it's the same what the people have said on the panel. I thought it was a good start, a lot of good high press at the start, which I wanted to see in the Coventry game. But we went through it. I thought Stewart did really well to intercept the bad pass from the keeper to their defender. And then Sims, great finisher. Next up, somebody with like Dano says, good feet to finish the ball up in the back of the net. I was hoping to get a hat-trick, but a brace is a brilliant start. I mean, let's face it, his first game, first time he's been with the lads on the pitch, so it was great to get a brace to him. And the SAS, Sims and Stewart, as I call them now, the
SAS,
both of them on target. 3 points. 3 points away from home. First away game of the season. And we responded to go behind straight away, got back into the game, and then got the game. I thought we dominated parts of the game really well. I said that the midfield seems to be lacking a little bit of strength, a little bit of skill at this moment in time.
Right, okay. Cheers, Terry. I'm going to let you go because we're going to work our way through this and see about getting this phone number out and see if we can get any of the people on board to come and have a chat with us.
Enjoy the show, everybody.
Thanks very much. Cheers,
Bye,
Terry.
Terry.
See you,
Terry.
Terry.
Mate.
Love you.
Bye.
Put the phone down first.
Love you too.
There you go. All right. So there you go. That was Terry down there. Just stick his name in there. Then we've got it. Well, you was a bit disappointed it wasn't a hat trick as well, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, if Sims put it anywhere else to the right of the keeper, it goes in. It was just like wasn't centre, but it was a tiny bit to the right of centre, and the keeper didn't just had to make himself big, and he made the save. But it was just a bit more to the right. It would have went in, and I really would have. I mean, who was the last player to get a hat trick for Sunderland on a debut? I mean, I couldn't.
Didn't I do it when we played Newcastle Fans TV?
No, you couldn't score.
All right, okay.
But yeah, it would have been great for him to get a hat trick. But 2 goals is still good enough for me.
Right, okay. Someone else down here can hear him, but far from fine and clear. Oh, that's not good then. Well, it might need a little bit of tweaking than this phone line, but we'll see what we can do. How this is going to work? What we'll do, we'll put the number up there in the overlay. That's our number. You just WhatsApp us your name and your number, and we'll then we'll give you a call back and get you on if you've got anything you would like to ask any of the panel or you want to contribute to what we're saying.
It's like the radio, isn't it? Like the radio call back.
Well, it might be. You never know. Were you surprised, David, to see 2 up front, the lineup?
Yeah, originally, yeah. I didn't think. I think if he was going to go 2 up front, he probably would have done it at QPR next week at home. But it worked. And like I said on Thursday night, why not go there and push them? We don't have to sit back. And the start was probably the opposite of what I was expecting. I thought Bristol City would have come up with a massive start, and we would have been sitting back, but it was the other way around.
Right, okay. We're just noticing that the quality of the stream's gone a little bit off, so fingers crossed. We'll see if that's all right. Yeah, I've got to agree. Something you'd expect at home, but to see it away from home is just fantastic. Really, I thought it was a bold move. Like I said, I mean, fortunately, Terry's got a great source, so Terry let us know on the morning what the team was, and we were sort of buzzing when we saw it. Were you shocked, Emma, to see 2 start up front?
I was very, very surprised when I seen Sims on that team sheet. I was like, whoa, what's he doing? But the thing is, it's Alex Neil's tactics, and they're working. It worked yesterday, so we've got to trust him. It's now 18 games unbeaten, is it?
18 unbeaten.
So it goes to show that it works. I was very surprised. His tactics are working. What more can I say?
Right, pretty good. Just quickly on the chat, Jeff says Terry's looking really good, Philly. There you go. And also, Glyn Jones, do we have to hear him? Yes, you do have to hear him. We've got 80 odd people on the stream at the moment. 42 likes. If you'd just like to hit the thumbs up, it'll take a second to do that. If you're watching on a mobile device. That was the Irish in me, wasn't it? And you've got the live chat open. Just close that and you'll see the thumbs up. Just smash that thumbs up. Let's get those numbers up. Trying it to 100 if we can. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. It's free to do so, and it'll take you a sec, and it will help the channel out. How shocked were you, Dino, when you saw 2 up front?
Very shocked. I mean, it's a very bold thing to do away from home, because let's be fair, the 2 up fronts are very dying breed now. They used to get played years ago, back in the Kevin Phillips and Niall Quinn
when
days.
I was a lad.
Exactly. And now it's a shock. I mean, not even Premier League teams do it. It's all about false nines and 1 up front, big tall lads holding the ball up and stuff like that. But playing 2 up front, I mean, it gives you an advantage, obviously, with more movement up front, especially if you've got 2 big lads. You can actually hit not just the one. but it does leave you a bit lacking maybe in the centre, or you could get overrun elsewhere. But it seemed to work, and I thought both of them done very well. I mean, the link-up play between them, I mean, there wasn't, I couldn't remember seeing them a lot like passing and moving and stuff like that, but they complement each other well, because if you know you can't hit Stewart, you can hit Sims. And the benefit we're having Sims, we know Stewart's quite quick, nimble, got good footwork, and Sims looked exactly the same. And it's all positive signs, but just remember, it's his first game. He's probably wanting to make a statement, and like you say, injuries and that can happen. So we'll just need to calm down. Just remember, it's one game. We've got another 44 to go and more with the cups and stuff, but it's all positive. It's really good to see. And for our finishing place, I might have to change it already, because we're looking like a competitive championship side. That's the mad thing.
Well, this is it. It's all about getting carried away. I mean, I'm murder me for it. You know, I checked the odds before the season started, and we were 28-1 to win the league. And I thought, you know what, I'm not going to put any money on it. But you know what, I might just now. You know, it's mad. I know it is. Somebody mentioned about Broadhead. If he came in, we'd have 3 strikers. We've got a little bit on Broadhead. We're going to do a little bit later on, so we'll skip over that just for now. I mean, I can't remember the last time we played with two strikers up front, to be honest, because it's been that long since I've seen it done. I was buzzing me, not for the team. I was buzzing that Dino was going to come round to my house and sit on the settee with us and don't forget, if you've got anything you want to ask us, if you've got a question you'd like to ask us and you want to do it over the phone, the number is 07831 775710. It's on the bottom of the screen there. Send us a WhatsApp. Just tell us what your name is. Send us your number, and we'll call you back. And you can ask the question. If there's anything you'd like to ask any of the panel, you can do that as well. Robert Foster, I'm never surprised with Alex Neil's team selections. Why worry? I mean, his record speaks for itself at the moment. Like I said, Emma said 18 unbeaten. So, here we go, coming in already. Dream debut for Sims then. You know, thoughts on him? Do you think he's going to be a good one?
I hope so. I mean, the signs are positive, because we're used to having like smaller strikers, and I mean, the only really striker who we all really took to straight away was Broadhead, but he didn't really play up front, did he? He played off the left, he played off the right, he played behind the striker. So it's a little bit different to what we're used to. But Sims, he's young. Is he come from Everton as well?
Yeah, he's from Everton.
Yeah, he's from Everton. So it seems like we've got a little bit of a good connection with Everton. We're getting players like Broadhead. But I remember the terrible ones we've had, like Browning, and who was the other one, remember, in the championship season when we got 2 defenders, and they were both absolutely awful. But I'm happy. I'm pleased. I'm pleased with his first game. And let's just hope he can improve on it and hopefully stay injury free, because that's the main issue, getting injuries. Because if he gets injured and Stewart gets injured, we're in for a long awaited season.
Oh God, it's always the negatives, though, isn't it?
You've got to think of the negatives. If you don't think of the negatives, it's just like when it happens, you're like, oh,
but what if
I don't know what to do now.
What if they don't get injured?
Well, that's good.
All through the
that's
season.
good. But the worst thing is getting injured.
Yeah, but the thing is this is what you say. You always bring up what if they get injured? Why don't you say, what if they stay fit all the way through? That would be great.
Well, I'd love for them to stay fit, but it's very rare if they stay fit all the way through.
That's why, aren't you? It's
very, very rare a player stays fit all the way through. Pritchard, main player, always gets injured. You know, Stewart went a whole season not getting injured, but the amount of injuries we've had, the likes of Neil Huggins, Bailey Wright, and the more we have, I mean, even Aidan McGeady that season, out for a full season. Luke O'Neill was out for 6 months or whatever he was. Injuries are the worst what can happen to your team, because you could be on a good run and 2 injuries could set you back massively.
Right, okay. Just very quickly, don't ring the number, by the way. If you ring the number, I can't answer it and speak to you while we're doing this. We will have to call you back. So that's you, Reese, told. CONRAD Tank, splendid by Neil to start with 2 forwards. That move won the game. Jeff is agreeing with that as well.
Can I just say something as well? if, right, we're playing 2 front, we've won the game, everyone's buzzing, oh, I'm so buzzing. If we lost that game, right, imagine, right, is he calling you again?
Of course he is, man.
Imagine if we got beat, right, imagine the stick he would have got. Why is he playing 2 front? Hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? If we lost that game, everyone was saying, why is he playing 2 up front? Why are we not playing midfield? It's crazy to do that against Bristol away from home. So, I mean...
No, see, I wouldn't have done because I was buzzing the fact that 2 up front is going for it. That's why I'd rather see them go for it and get beat than this negative Nora stuff, like what you like. David, Ellis Sims, think he's gonna be a good one for us?
If he plays like he did yesterday, he played the season, won't he? You'd be would buy tops with his name on. But yeah, why not? He's a young lad. He's strong. He holds the ball up well. Played for Hearts last season. I think the Hearts fans are giving him good reviews. And he's he looks like a player where he hasn't got any fear. He doesn't mind taking the extra touch that we've seen for his goal yesterday. Everybody thought I think he took the touch too many. But he brought it back round on his right foot and put it between the keeper's legs. So yeah, hopefully he keeps up and doesn't have any fear in his game.
Yeah, I mean, we noticed when we was watching it yesterday, didn't we? When the commentator said it's his first championship goal, and I was under the impression that he played in the championship for Blackpool, but obviously he mustn't have, because he played in the same team as Embleton and Ballard at Blackpool, and that was the team that got. And then obviously he went to Hearts, but I mean, he did. I think last season he banged in, I'm sure it's 10 goals in 24 games, something which is not a bad return at all. Emma, your thoughts on him? Do you think he's going to be a good one? And he's from Liverpool, so if we need him to go shoplifting or anything like that, he'll be. I'm only kidding. All right, there you go. Go on.
No, I think he's going to be quite good, to be fair. You could say within the first 5-10 minutes of the game that he was creating the space. Well, sorry, he was running into the space. He was picking up the balls. He was there. He knows what he's doing. I think he's going to give Stewart a bit of a run for his money, but they work well together. Well, yesterday they worked well together. Whether they worked well together going forward is another story, but I think he is going to be good. But I didn't actually realise how tall he was until he stood beside Ross Stewart. So the two of them, that tall up front, they can definitely get their heads to the balls.
You thought he had a hat on, didn't you?
No, that was you.
It's his afro, that man.
Just very quickly on the chat, Brendan Galloway and Darren Gibson is who you were thinking of.
No, I wasn't Darren Gibson. We're saying Darren Gibson on a permanent man. It was two.
Yeah, but from Everton.
Yeah, but the two loan players was Brown and Galloway. I think that's who it was. Because they were both terrible. One was a centre back, one was I think he was a left back or right back. I can't really remember, but they were both terrible. And Darren Gibson as well was terrible as well, to be fair. So it's actually nice to have a couple of good players coming from Everton instead of the dross we've had from them in the past years. Right,
okay. We've got to give a shout out to Brad, who's on the Red and White Army podcast. He's there. And Terry has sent in and said Sunderland are 33-1 on Sky Bet. So kids, get your money on that. But remember, when the fun stops, stop. All right. So if you want to do that 33-1, well, it's worth a tenner, isn't it? Between us, $2.50 each. We can split it all, don't we? Right, okay, yeah, I mean, dead impressed. I must admit, his second goal, when we was watching it, we thought he'd had one touch too many and took it too wide and that, but then finished it great. And I mean, what a debut! What an absolute star! Him and Ross Stewart together are going to be fantastic. So, are you thinking this is going to be the style of play now for us to up front and going to go and attack people, Emma?
I hope so, because we'll come out fighting and it paid off. But I don't know whether Alex Neil might change it up again. And obviously, I think he's going to start with a completely different team Wednesday night because it's a cup game. But as for the league, I'm thinking he's going to completely change it up next Saturday against QPR. But personally, I want him to start with the two up front because it worked well.
Okay, I'm going to try and... somebody sent a message through and I just asked this question. Funny enough, the question what we're answering now anyway. So I'm going to give you a ring just to see if this works. You haven't put your name on, so I haven't got a clue who you are. So, but if you are going to send in a message for us to give you a ring, just stick your name on there as well, if you would, and we'll see if we can... we'll call you back and see if this works. We'll give this a go, hopefully.
Remember, send it on the WhatsApp if you've got it, because like you say, not everyone has WhatsApp. But put your name of who you are, and we'll ring you, because people just seem to be ringing you and sending you questions. The whole point was tell us your name, and we'll ring you back. So send a text to the number on the bottom, and we'll ring you back, and you get to ask your question or have a little debate with us.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. Whoa.
Oh, there we go. Let's see if that's any clearer for you. We've knocked the volume up a little bit as well, and we'll see. Have your say. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. That sounds like Bradley. Is that Brad?
It is, yeah.
There you go, Brad. You sent us a question. Do you want to ask us the question, and we'll answer it one by one for you?
Yes. Right. Do you think Ellis Sims and Ross Stewart should stick up front all season long?
And that's to Dino. Dino, what do you think?
I think you can only do that against certain teams. I think going two up front against the likes of Norwich would be basically you're just asking to concede loads of goals. I think you can do it against certain teams where you think you look at their style of play and you think you could get away with two up front. But I think against most teams in the league, you can only do it against the odd couple of teams. If you had done it against some of the top...
The odd couple?
The odd couple.
What, me and Emma?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, okay.
But I think if you done it against the likes of Norwich or the likes of... who else came down? I can't remember who else came down. Burnley, maybe. It might cost you. So I wouldn't say all season long, just the odd game now and then.
Right.
Right.
Brad, what would you do? Would you play them up front all season?
I would, yes, unless it's obviously a cup game. If Broadhead's coming, then obviously I would select one of them to either Broadhead or Sims to play up on their own and keep Stewart fit for the league game. That's what I would do.
Fantastic. Right, Brad, we're going to move on there. Thanks for your question anyway. And
no problem.
And do you want to give your show a plug as well?
Yes, just a shout out to the Red White Army podcast. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and like and share the video tomorrow night as well, because it's the podcast tomorrow night. So. And what time
are you on from tomorrow night, Brad?
7 p.m. tomorrow.
7 p.m. tomorrow. The Red and White Army podcast. So tune into that on YouTube. Thanks so much, Brad. Speak to you soon.
See you, Brad.
No problem. Bye.
Oh, there you go. Cut him off in his prime.
So, can anyone tell me, was that any better for the sound quality? Because obviously we can't hear what you hear. So, could you hear it fine?
Well, yeah, just stick that on the in the chat. Let us know if that was okay, sound wise. So, David, would you play them up front all season? Our new style of play.
I agree with Dino a little bit. I think it depends on the team, depends who we're playing. I think sometimes we might leave ourselves wide open at the back. But yeah, if we're playing at home, why not? Go for it. Certain away games as well, go for it. But I do think we might leave ourselves open a bit at the back if we do play it every week.
Right, yeah, I suppose you're probably right. It's a case of adapting to the teams you're playing. But I mean, I love it. I mean, I'm old school, but I mean, I'm the grandfather of the panel anyway, and the old 4-4-2 for me has always done it. Reese, I've checked the messages. We'll give you a call in a bit and see what you would like to ask us as well. Don't forget, we've got 63 likes at the moment. If you can just hit the thumbs up, that would be fantastic. Take a second to do that. We'd like to try and get to 100 as we do on a Sunday. If you're watching via the live chat, via a mobile device, teeth are just not working tonight. If you're watching via a mobile device and the live chat is open, just close that and you'll see the thumbs up there. And more importantly, please subscribe to the channel. If you've not done so, it is free to subscribe, and that does help us out as well. God, hard work that. From yesterday's performance then, where do you feel our weaknesses are? Dino, do you want to start us off with that?
I mean, the only place I can think of really is where Gooch plays. Is he playing left back or right back? I'm very confused with me left and right, but I think Gooch is not a player we need there. I think we need someone a lot better if you want to go for the top half finish. And midfield, I mean, I think, don't get us wrong, Daniel's young, still learning and stuff like that, but I didn't see a lot of him. Like, he seemed very passive. He didn't stand out. Same with Corey Evans. They both didn't stand out. I feel like you need something much better in the centre. Like, obviously, you've got Pritchard, who's your creator, but I feel like you need a lot more in the centre than just players who can pass the ball left, right, and forward and back. You need someone who can take on a player, get stuck in, and I'm just feeling that centre mid is definitely the weakest part of our team at the minute.
Right. Well, this is interesting. Ian Curry on the chat says we need a new keeper.
Just got one, haven't we?
Well, we have just got one. I want to put the keeper up there as an immediate priority above other things at the moment. Emma, any weaknesses? I mean, you mentioned about the midfield before at the start.
Yeah, midfield, it's just, yesterday, to me, it was non-existent. We need at least another 2 new players for midfield, in my opinion, and we need a right back. Gooch cannot play right back. I'm sorry, he cannot. To me, they're the main weaknesses. Because now we've got Sims up front, we've got the 2 strikers. Do we need another striker? Yes, it would be handy for injuries, but they're probably going to sit on the bench most games if we've got Sims and Stewart fit. So to me, it's 2 midfielders and a right back at least.
Right, 2 midfielders and a right back. Chris Johnson says, I hope this Broadhead news is not from the same source that told you that Keane was the next manager. To be honest, this news we got on Broadhead is from an even less reliable source from the Keane one. So I would definitely just take that with a pinch of salt. We will get onto that. Ian Curry says Dan Neils fell away, still a bit young. I'm not sure I agree with that. McCarthy of Celtic has been linked, apparently. Don't know. Have we done everybody now? We've done everybody with that last one.
I don't think you've done David, you know.
Have I not done you, David? Sorry, David. Any weaknesses in the team then when looking at yesterday's performance?
I think everybody played well yesterday. I agree with the right back. I think Gooch can struggle there at times. I don't think we've seen Hume really being given a chance up here. I know you had a decent pre-season, but it's different playing in the league than pre-season. So I'd definitely get a right back in. Another striker to support the 2 lads up front, and somebody battling in midfield. I was impressed with Corey Evans yesterday, though. I think he got booked quite early on.
Minute in, I think.
40 seconds.
I think
it was about 20 seconds in.
Ridiculous.
So I think you've done well to keep his head actually after that.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like I do agree with you. Like getting a yellow card in the first minute and then staying on the pitch for the rest of the game and not putting the foot wrong. That's good on him. You know what I mean? But like you see, he is the captain still, isn't he? Imagine he got sent off straight away, man. It would have been embarrassing. But like you say, good on him to keep his head.
I think it was harsh to book him actually after the.
I can't even remember the tackle.
There wasn't really much in it. Not for that time of the game.
See, this is the thing about this wonderful game of football we all love to watch. I did mention about a guy when I was in work last night came up and said, I've been down Bristol. He's worried about certain members and Corey Evans was one of them. And I said, well, I didn't think Corey Evans was that bad, to be honest, yesterday. Had a cracking shot. I know you
it was terrible.
You missed it when he hit it on the volley, and when you watched it live, it was brilliant. And then when you watched it back from a different angle, it wasn't as good. I mean, I don't know what you was doing. You were sat playing with your nuts.
No, I was playing with Colin.
Oh, playing with Colin's nuts. Right, okay. I just thought, performance-wise, I thought that the whole team was great. I mean, Gooch was, a little bit off the boil, but other than that, I mean, I was over the moon. I mean, I did predict a 3-2 Sunderland win as well, which keeps my 100% record going. What did you predict?
I said 1-1.
1-1, I think you did, didn't you? I don't know. I've got it somewhere anyway. Let me have a quick look at predictions, what was said. Yeah, I said 3-2. Terry said 1-0. Jack Shields said 1-1. And you wasn't it? Oh, you said 1-1 yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you said 1-1 as well. So just me again with my 100% predictions. KTM, when is Huggins due back? Does anybody know?
I think he got a bad injury, didn't he? Again in pre-season. I don't think he's going to be back anytime soon. To be fair, I mean, by the time he gets back up to fitness and stuff like that, and the bloke just seems to have injury problems. So getting back to fitness, he'll probably get injured again. It's unfortunate because he looked bright when he played in League One, and it just looks like he's played with injuries, and that's not a good sign when you're his age.
Right, here's a little stat coming in for you then. Mick Griffiths, friend of the show. Hi, Mick. We did actually meet Mick at one of my gigs where I was doing the other week as well. So he says Sims and Haaland, the only two players to score a brace on their debuts this weekend. There you go. He's in good company then, isn't he? Right, as we said, don't forget, if you want to be part of the show and you want to speak to us on the phone, if you've got a question for us, the phone number is across the bottom of the screen there, 07831 775710. Give us a ring by all means. And if you've got a question for us, just...
Don't give you a ring, give you a text.
Oh, sorry, yes. Sorry about that. Send us a WhatsApp or a text. Do that with your number and your name, and we'll give you a call back. We're going to speak to Reese, who's on the line here. Let us know if the sound quality's okay and you can hear that.
Hello?
All right. Reese.
Yeah, hello, mate.
Hi, how you doing? All right. Is there anything you want to ask the panel?
Yeah. If you had to get rid of one player and sell one player, if you had to keep one player and sell one player, what players would you get rid of and keep?
Right. So, all right. So we can keep one and we can sell one. Right. We'll pass along the David.
Based off the first couple of games this season, I would probably keep Jack Clark. I think he's slotted in quite well. He's made the step up from League One, and he looks like he's going to be a good signing. The one player I would get rid of, it's hard because we've had two good games, haven't we? Maybe Lyndon Gooch.
Lyndon Gooch or Paul Gucci. Emma?
Yeah, I would keep Pritchard. He gets better every game. To me, we haven't got a team without him.
Right, keep Pritchard and get rid of who?
Gooch.
Gooch was as well. And Mr. Doom and Gloom?
Yeah, keep. I mean, everyone you want to keep everyone really, but if I had to keep one specific player, it would probably be Pritchard because I think he looks outstanding. And the one I would get rid of, I'm not going to say Gooch, even though I do want him gone. I'm going to say Diaku. I think Diaku, like, we need so much better than Diaku, unfortunately. So for me, I'd get rid of Diaku and keep Pritchard.
Yeah, see, Missy. I think I'd keep Ross Stewart. And I mean, Gooch, that's probably a good call out with Diaku. He's I'd probably go along with that as well. Reese, what about you? Who would you keep? Who would you let go?
Ross Stewart, and I would let Luke and I go every day of the week.
Well, look at that.
Harsh,
Oh, I tell you what, that was not going to be popular.
I mean, don't get us wrong, his football ability isn't the greatest, but if you need him to play anywhere, he'll play anywhere for you. I mean, we don't even know if he's any good for the Championship. He's had one substitution appearance.
Oh, Reese, you haven't died on us, have you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God. Oh, no, all right, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a bit harsh on online like I do.
Yeah. Right, okay. Thanks for, we rang you. Thanks for us ringing you, Reese, and I'll speak to you in the week anyway, all right? Cheers, thanks a lot. See you, bye-bye. Bye, love you, and all that. Just very quickly on the chat, Chris Johnson says Huggins back by Christmas. Also, where was this? Leroy89 says hope Gooch isn't watching this. Conrad Tank says he agrees with Dino. Ian Curry, what's happened to Winchester? Good point, actually. And Leroy says he would let Winchester go.
Oh, Brady made a good point. Jack Diamond, I forgot all about. I would let him go. No, Jack Diamond.
Well, Jack Diamond, Harrison Sonner, on loan moves. Yeah, I mean, still young kids, aren't they? I mean, they could still.
I don't think Jack Diamond's a young kid no more. He's been out there. You know what ability he is. I don't think he's going to get much better. So I think he's not champion. He wasn't even League One level. Let's be fair.
Right. Okay. Peter Harvey says put Diaku on loan to Gateshead. Fair enough. What about a man of the match then yesterday? I mean, pretty good team performance. Emma?
Man of the match, Pritchard. Every day of the week, for me, it's Pritchard. Every game he plays, he gets better and better and better.
Right, so you're a big Pritchard fan. Is that because he's got a bit of a gingery tint and you're like...
No, it's not actually. It's just since he's come back from COVID, every match he seems to get better and better and better and better. And if it wasn't for him, I don't think we would have gotten the result.
He's passed the Sims. He's passed the Sims for his second goal. Was unbelievable.
The assists and stuff like that, and the balls he's playing. It's Pritchard.
Somebody's going to have to do a because I'm old, so I don't. You play computer games all the time. Well, there is the Sims, isn't there? So we should get something with Ellis Sims and like on the cover of the Sims. Can we not do that?
No.
Not everybody's good with Photoshop.
You can if you want.
I could, couldn't I? We'll knock something up. Would that be while enough?
Not really.
Not really. All right, okay, fair enough. On here, man of the match, Pritchard. Anthony Mackham says Sims. Conrad Tank Pritchard saying there. Ian Curry Pritchard ran the show. David, man of the match.
I think you've got to give it a Sims yesterday, but there was a number of people that could have took it. Jack Clark, Pritchard, mentioned him before, but Bollard at the back. I think he had an outstanding game. And I think Stewart did well as well. He kept niggling away at the defenders, didn't he? And that one where he got the Sims' first goal, he won the ball, he scored his goal. And he held the ball up well. So there was a couple, but I'll give it a Sims.
Sims for his he had a cracking debut without a doubt. Different ones on there. Chris Johnson saying Jack Clark, man of the match. Jack Clark was absolutely superb. Wayne, who's part of our channel, says thought Danny Bart was outstanding too. So he
scored a good goal as well, didn't he? There's no goal, wasn't it?
Was it?
Danny Bart
was it no goal? I couldn't see it properly. I didn't have a glass.
It looked it, but I don't think it went down as an own goal, did it?
I'm sure it was an own goal.
I don't think it went down as an own goal, but it did look like an own goal.
I'm going to double check that, to be fair.
Ian Curry says, Philly, how young are you, by the way? I'm 27. Right. It didn't go down as an own goal. Oh, well, there you go. See, so
it definitely looked like it was an own goal, though. I've got to agree 100% with Dino on that.
Right. Dino, man of the match.
I mean, clearly you always give it to Sims for 2 goals on his debut, but for me, the one who just seems to be getting better and better, and a lot of people criticised him last season, was Jack Clark. He should have had an assist for Sims if Sims could have got the 3rd goal where he played it across, and if he had it any way to the right, he would have scored a guaranteed goal. I just think Jack Clark's he's looking so good. He made a goal line clearance as well from Vyman in I think it was the first half. It was going in the bottom corner and he cleared one off the line. Jack Clark just seems to be getting better and better. He's just so direct, and he seems to be beating his man every time. His final pass seems to be getting much better. He's playing with a lot of confidence. So I'm going to say Jack Clark because he's just looking a level above at the minute what we're seeing from last season.
Okay then. Well, I'm going to agree with you because I thought Jack Clark was outstanding. There's a number of players could have taken that man of the match award yesterday. Sims, Pritchard. I thought Jack Clark was superb yesterday. I really did. And he went through a spell, didn't he, last season where he had a couple of games where he was absolutely shocking. But for me, I'm going to go with Jack Clark. As well. What have we got? We've got 76 likes at the moment. If we can get 24 people just to smash that thumbs up, that would be absolutely superb. Get us to that magic 100 we'd like to get to on a Sunday. Just hit the thumbs up. And more importantly, if you are watching, you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, please. It doesn't cost you anything to do that, and it will help our channel out immensely. Alan Walton, what time does the show start on Saturday? That's me and the Weed Chief. We will be on stage Saturday at 1:15 downstairs if you want to come and have a sing song before we go and play QPR at home. Referee's performance was a lot better yesterday. We commented on this, didn't we? That he was pretty good. But should we have had a penalty, David?
Yes.
Definitely 100%.
Yeah, I think it was a stone wall penalty. I think if it happened anywhere else on the pitch, it was a free kick. Probably any other team as well that would have had it as a penalty.
Dino?
I don't think so. I think it would have been a bit of a soft one. I mean, players get physical all the time.
Bit of a soft one.
Yeah, a bit of a soft one. But yeah, I just in the box, things don't get given what would be given outside the box. That's just the way referees have always been, because if getting a free kick, you're not guaranteed. It's not even a 50-50 chance of scoring. You can score from a free kick, but it's very rare it happens. But if you're giving away a pen's basically a 50-50 between you and the keeper. So anything what's in the box, the referee's always got to take a close look, because it can cost you it can make you win or lose the game. So I think it would have been soft. If I would have been buzzing for God, don't get us wrong, but I think it would have been a bit. If that went against her, I would have been raging.
Yeah, it's one of them minutes, I suppose, when you've got your red and white glasses on. It's a Stonewall, which is what Chris Johnson says. Stonewall. And the Mackham says we should have had two. We're going to give a shout out to Go Leafs, all the way from Toronto. People tune in from Toronto, Canada. Great win for the lads. Thanks for tuning in. All our friends over in Canada. We have quite a few viewers from over there. Penalty, Anna?
Not really. I don't think we should have had a penalty. I mean, to me, they had a very good penalty shout, but they didn't shout for it. So we were lucky not to concede a penalty, but wasn't a penalty. Like you say, people with their rose-tinted Sunderland glasses shouting, yeah, it's a penalty, it's a penalty.
Well, the commentator I thought the commentators are really biased. I mean, who was it? Was it Lee Howie and who else? You remember this commentator's
I
names?
can't remember his name.
Because I'm used to Danny Collins and Frank Francis, but it was two new lads. I was like, who are these lads? And they mentioned one was Lee Howie. 100%.
Lee Howie did pre-season as well.
Did they do pre-season as well? And I thought they were really biased. Obviously, you're going to be a bit biased, but I think they were too biased. I mean, when you're a commentator, you're supposed to be like a little bit on the fence when it comes to decisions, but it just seemed like everything, they were just so biased, and I don't like that from commentators, because it makes you think, it should have been. If they're saying, you've got to be a bit more level-headed when you're a commentator.
Well, this is it. When you're doing that, and you've got to sort of like play devil's advocate and sort of sit on the fence. But we laughed when the advertising order went over. Did you see it? Did you hear what he said?
I was actually going to speak about that, to be fair. Did you?
Well, wait. You can ask us that one, and we'll go on to that in case people didn't hear it. Just very quickly, Ian Curry says, Dino, give us a wave. Dino, give us a wave.
I don't like doing all that wave.
Go on.
I've just done it. I'm not doing both hands. I am not doing both hands.
Put your shirt over your tongue.
You don't want to see that. I think we should try and get one more phone call in before the show as well.
All right. If you want to call us as well,
don't call.
All right. Send us a text or a WhatsApp with your name and your number if you want to ask us a question on the panel here. 07831 775 The number is just across the bottom of the screen, just there actually. So if you want to give us a ring, Emma, you was wanting to bring something up.
Yes. Have people seen the video floating around when the advertising boards actually went over with the stewards, how the proper man handled the fans?
Oh no, that's not what we were going to say. Right,
one steward's pulling one this way, then he's pulling him that way, and then they scored him off the pitch. And it's like, hang on a minute, should you not be making sure that I read? Should the little boards not be screwed to the ground?
Well,
which is like a tally star.
Well, shouldn't be on the pitch, to be honest.
Well, it wasn't their fault.
Exactly. It should be screwed to the ground. It's a safety issue.
Because as soon as you fall over, you're technically on the pitch. So when it's down, I mean, you try to pick yourself up.
It was on the pitch, man, already.
They
come out the stand, and then they're on the pitch, and then you've got the video wall sort of thing there, and so they're on the pitch already. What I thought he was going to say was, because we've not seen that one, because me and Dino laughed, because Leo, we went when it went over, and he said something like, "There's a couple of fat lads in there or something."
I know. I didn't hear that. No.
And we were
I couldn't believe that. Like, don't get us wrong, it's funny, but that's quite unprofessional calling people fat lads.
Well,
it's kind of bad. That,
well, I'll tell you what, when I
But
think...
to be fair, it was because of one bigger blow,
Well, it was a
if
couple
you like.
But the thing is, there was a
He was
couple,
one
of,
that
there's a couple
tippled
of
it.
people leaning on them. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
So it's going to fall.
I'd be surprised if there's not a bit of a backlash for that. I mean, I know you...
Me and you laughed about it. We were laughing. I find stuff like that funny,
Well,
but
with two
there will
good
be someone
things.
out there who will be so offended by it.
Well, listen, I know you from experience that there's things you just can't say, and you get a backlash for it. So I would be surprised if he doesn't get his knuckles wrapped for that. Look, we're number 2 in the league.
Number 2, yes.
That's just for my
I
wife.
love being
All
number
right.
2 in the league.
Second,
Number 2.
are you getting carried away?
No.
Oh,
No. It's great. I love seeing we're second. I do. Can we finish the season now? Forget the other, 44 games, please? I'd take that, but I still think we are going to drop the points. I'm really sorry. I want to say that we're not going to, and we're going to sit up within the top 4 all season. It's not going to happen if you ask me.
all right. Just very quickly before I pass this along, it's Bobby Cowley says he thinks Frankie and Danny went on holiday, probably on honeymoon, possibly. You don't know. So I believe they're away. And Robert Foster says Frankie and Danny should be back next week. And I would imagine even if they weren't, I think they'll be called back because I can't see Leo being allowed back on anyway. Are you getting carried away, David?
I'd like to, but no. It's 2 games in, 44 to go. It's going to be a long season. I think there'll be some surprises. We'll get beat off teams that what you will probably say we expect to win. And then I think we might beat some teams, maybe it's like Norwich away. I know they struggled again on Saturday, didn't they? But no, one game at a time. I think, Alex Neil will change things around and surprise us a few times. But hopefully we can keep the form going and keep the unbeaten run going.
Right. People are saying Danny Collins' birthday over the weekend. Terry's saying the same. Jack Dodds, who's part of the show, very good friends with DC, as he calls him. If you are wondering where Jack is, by the way, it is the school holidays, so he's on holiday with his parents. But we'll be back in due course. Am I getting carried away? Too right, I'm getting carried away. I think it's going to be HMS piss the league and all that.
You're getting carried away.
I'm getting carried away. Ooh.
What, to the nut house?
So, hey, man, honestly, you know me, anything. I just think, you know what? Alex Neil, in his press conference, has said, don't set your expectations too high. Be realistic. We are who we are. We've just come in this league, and all that. And I think, I was getting a bit down. I'm thinking, fair play. I mean, it's a fair comment. I'm saying things like that. But I just wonder, is he saying that when what he's saying, look, we're going to go for this. We're going to properly go for it and have a pop at trying to get up. And so rather than say that to the fans and then the fans be disappointed at the end of it, say, oh, well, you said this. Cleverly, he's gone, you know what? Keep expectations low. Let's bet in. When all along he's going, you know what we're going to do? Go for this, and it'd be a brilliant surprise for us. So that's my theory on it. Now, this is a bit of a stupid question here, Dino. But Dino, are you getting carried away with number 2 in the charts?
Nah, I think number 2. I mean, don't get us wrong. It's good to be there, but it's like when you play the first game of the season and you go top league, and everyone's like, "Oh, we're gonna win the league."
Oh well, that's me definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
I mean, I look at it this way. Bristol City are 23 in the league, so them have had a bad start. So I think we've played them at a good time. Confidence low, and again, like as long as we finish above relegation, I couldn't care less with it. If we finish playoffs, whoop you do, great. Try to get Wembley again and get promoted, it'd be great. But I'm not looking that far ahead. As long as we stay above the relegation zone, I'm happy. If it means we're 1 place above or 5 places above, I couldn't care less. It's about staying up, getting that season under our belt, back in the Championship, and then adding to the players we've already got, because we've got some good players in there. Your Clarks, your Pritchards, your Roberts, your Stewarts. Sims is a good. I mean, if you could get Sims on a permanent, I mean, very highly unlikely, but if he has a good season, try and get him back, because you know he can do it, and just build on it and build on it. But I am definitely not going to go, oh, we're going to be number 1 in the league by the end of the season, because it's just not going to happen. If it does happen, great, but not likely.
Right, okay. Different people on the chat here are saying, Chris Johnson says, let's get to 50 points as soon as possible, and then we can all relax, which is the sensible way of looking at it, but not the fun way. Somebody's saying, let's take one game at a time, which is, I know, but let's enjoy this while we can. You know, I mean, there we are, sitting at number 2 in the charts, and like I said, just enjoy it. Jacob's on there, Jacob Kirkbride, who of course is part of SAFC Fan TV as well, saying fantasy football team names named after Sunderland players. Go is Raiders of the Lost Arca and Liam Lawrence of Arabia. Let's just block Jacob for things like that.
Did you see Jacob on the telly?
Hi, Jacob.
Was Jacob on the telly?
He was on there on Amazon Prime for All or Nothing Arsenal. Do you not see him? Because the Arsenal fans on All or Nothing, you see what I mean? Arsenal fan disguise.
So there you go. Right, okay. The saga, I'll tell you what we'll do. I was going to do the just very quickly. Nathan Broadhead. Right. This is a rumour, and it's not even I mean, the source has come to me sort of about third hand anyway. So, you know, how reliable it is, I don't know. I was told on Friday evening that Nathan Broadhead had been up to the club on Friday morning, and that he was going to be signing a loan deal. At the moment, I mean, have you seen Everton's injury problems at the moment with strikers and stuff like that? They're having an absolute mare. So the chance of it happening, I don't know. But if we got him in, bearing in mind now, Sims looks like he's going to settle well with Ross Stewart. Where would he fit in, do you think, David?
I think he would fit in. He's a little bit different, isn't he, to the other two? He can play, maybe he's in like a Jack Clark position or a Paddy Roberts position. He would be good at having, but I think with the players that we've got now, and Roberts didn't even come off the bench yesterday, did he? So I think we've got scope to play without him. And I would also like to think that if he doesn't come in, we've also got another player lined up. He's not just we're not putting all of our eggs in one basket with him.
Right. Well, Alan Walton says he wasn't on the bench yesterday for Everton. Could you see him fitting in all right, Emma?
I could, to be fair, but the thing is, again, with Broadhead, it's the injuries. And like what Wayne said there, I'm sure I read something this afternoon that Wigan is after him as well. So, but if he's meant to be up here for medical, where would he rather go? But like you see, with Everton's injury list, Broadhead's injury prone as well. So can we afford to have that player in our team injured? That's my biggest concern with Broadhead.
Well, have you not just got to compare it with last season? He had the injuries last season when he was here, but look, when we had him for the short time he was playable. He was very good. So Scott Bain says it's all about staying up, nothing more this season. Scott, man, just enjoy the weekend, man. We're number 2. Wayne says Wigan are linked with Broadhead, like you say there. Chris Johnson says Wigan are linked with everyone. We are, to be fair. Would he fit in all right?
I mean, I think Broadhead would always fit in. I mean, he's got quality about him. He's quick, he's nimble, he can get past the player. I mean, he can play a number of positions. He can play behind the striker, on the left, on the right, even up front if you need him to. He's a very versatile player, and he's a very good player. Like you say, his injuries does hinder him, but can you get to the stage where you're not getting him injured in training? Because it was the Arsenal match where he got injured and he just never seemed to recover after that, wasn't it? And he was having a really good game. So, You just
Played
need to
up
try.
front in that game as well, didn't he?
Eh?
I think he played up front in that game.
I think he played well as well, didn't he? He was on fire. So I think there's always a place for Broadhead. The fans took to him. I think he took to the place as well. And I'd love to see him back. Keeping him fit's one thing, but again, Broadhead has to help himself as well. Is he doing the right things behind the scenes? Doing what he needs to be done with diets and all the extra, like getting rehabs and stuff like that? Is he doing what he needs to do? But I'd love to see him back. I really would. I think there's always a part. Okay.
I'm trying to show you up because I'm like running out of time. Like we're right out of time.
Well, I thought I was the last person to speak.
Well, you was, but I realised that we've not even touched on Sheffield Wednesday. So keep this very brief. All I want to know, Sheffield Wednesday night in the Carabao Cup, right? Are we going to bother with the cup this season? Should we just not bother about it, let it go? And I need a prediction from you. So, David.
I think, you know, if we can get a run in it, it'll be good to play a different 11 in it. I think you will change at least 10 players on Wednesday night. I'll go for a sloppy 1-0 win.
1-0 to Sunderland. Emma, cup important to us this season?
Nah, I think you should forget about the cup.
Not even if it keeps a winning run going or an unbeaten run to going?
I'd rather we get beaten in the cup and focus on the league and steal and never say League One again.
Focus on the league and go up. Oh yeah, man, let's be positive like Dino is.
But you've got to stay in the league, but don't want to go relegated. So to me, forget about the cup run, but to me, give all the other players that he hasn't had a chance a run out for the fitness.
Fair dues. Prediction?
I'm going to say we will get beat 2-1.
We will get beat 2-1. The Doominator. How important is the cup this season?
Not important in the slightest. It's a cup we don't want to be in. Not at this stage in the season, first one in the championship. Just get rid of the cup. So I think we'll. Does it go to pens, Carabao Cup, or does it get replayed if it's a draw?
No, we just play on, and then again and again and again. So of course it goes to pens.
No, but does it go away leg or whatever?
No, just go straight to pens. Won't it?
Get me pens. 0-0. Get me pens.
0-0. 0-0.
And then put pens.
Lose on pens. Right, I'm going to 3-1 Sunderland. No, the cup is not important, though I would like to keep this unbeaten run going.
I'd rather get beaten in the cup, lose the winning streak, because it doesn't matter, and then do it in the league. So I'd rather get rid of that,
Absolutely.
monkey off the back now, and then just concentrate on the league.
Right, okay. Just very quickly, Mick Griffin says, hope to see you and Karen with Colin down the beach again during the week. We did bump into Mick Griffiths down the beach when we had Colin. We saw him coming and we tried to sideswipe him, but we couldn't get away from him.
Were you skinny dipping in the sea? Like
we weren't skinny dipping. No, we wasn't. No, Sam bloke, nice bloke, Mick, actually. Right, well, that just about wraps it up. If you came on with our little phone feature, thanks for taking part. We might have to do a couple of little tweaks if the sound is not quite right on it. 92 likes, which means 8 more people. Just smash that thumbs up. That'll get us to the magic 100. If you can do that, that was superb. Thanks for joining us. We will be back on Thursday with Thursday Night Live. David, thanks for joining us. Just want to say bye to everybody.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Emma's had everyone, haven't you? So, Emma, just say bye to our lovely viewers.
Bye, lovely viewers.
There you go. They love you. Honestly, they all love you. Yeah,
I love them too.
She gets fan mail and everything. Dino just ordering a pizza there at the moment. What are you doing?
Mind your business. Mind your business.
All right, okay. He's going to try and find someone for a big finish, I would imagine.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not.
Okay.
See you later, everybody.
All right, there you go. See you later. So, don't forget, we are back on Thursday. Don't forget, please, to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And we will see you. Oh, by the way, if you're a member, you can see your name scroll up in the credits at the end. Thanks for joining us. Like, share, and subscribe, as we say. And Ms. Gal.
Ms. Gal.